Can you spot a fake nurse? Let me say it again. Can you nurses spot a fake nurse? I don't know. I don't know if any nurse spend time wondering if the nurse you're working with is real, fake, or make believe. So I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to give you a little tip, tell you a little story, and see if we can figure it out together. I read this article. Matter of fact, somebody sends me articles sometime about a recent nurse. She's been working for a while. They mostly hide in the nursing home. And she's a fake RN. I think this particular one, what she did was use a fake ID from somebody else's. I don't know how they get it. But I've started to see a lot of articles, news about that. So I wanted to come out here and talk about, can we spot a fake nurse? How do you know the nurse that you're working with went to nursing school? Here's a little tip. Some tips that I came across during my years of nursing. First one is the obvious, and I'm not going in any order. The obvious is if you're not feel comfortable with the nurse you're working with, and there was times, and I think I did it twice, I was not comfortable with the nurse. Not that I knew that, not that I questioned that she went to nursing school, just was something was off. And I run it. Her license has some stipulation on it that she cannot do certain things, such as she's not to be near any narcotics. And here I am. No one discussed that with me. As a new employee, they should say, Patrice, you're going to be working with that has some hiccup on their license. I feel like everyone should know as a precaution. So anyway, she was giving out meds, and I thought she could do whatever. And when I read it, it says that stipulation where narcotics is concerned. One of the things that when in conversation, how they slip up, they sometimes the administrator may be asking, I should say the DON, asking for their license, because they have to have their license on file at the facility. We're talking about the nursing home. I imagine it's the same in the hospital, human resource checked. But they keep asking for the license, and you'll hear the nurse say, "Oh, I don't know why the board of nursing, it's not on there because I got married and they don't want to change it." Some kind of excuse. They're not on the board of nursing because they misspell their name, and they keep telling them to correct it, and the board of nursing won't correct it, so you won't find me there, and you're never going to find them. That's a red flag, because your name has to be proper, correct on the board of nursing. But sometimes they slip. They use, as a matter of fact, one of the nurses that I looked up, I could not find. I could not find that nurse. And I got very suspicious because we were working in a correctional situation. She was one of the correctional nurse I'm working with. And I had some questioning in my mind that, is this person legit? Come on. But I know my place. I cannot question her because she got, and I know it will cause some friction on my side. But I had some doubts. And so I looked it up and I couldn't find that nurse. I'm like, an RN? I tried the last name, I tried the first name. And it so happened, see, when I want something, I'll just be looking up and it comes to me. I was one of the supervisors, and she was a supervisor too, but I was questioning because the reason why, I'll tell you why I was questioning whether this was a real nurse. Because long breaks, never around. It's supposed to be two supervisors in that prison. It's a big prison. So if I'm calling you, I need help, and I can't find you, no one know where you are. The officer didn't cite you. They said you're gone, taking hours. So this particular day, they gave me the checks to give out. And it so happened, I'm saying, I was giving out the check, and she wasn't there, and she came for her check. And I said, I don't see no check for you. She said, yeah, it is. My name is da-da-da-da. And I said, there it is. No wonder in my mind I said, oops, that's your name. The name that she has on the badge is different from the name on the check. And quick thinking me, look up the name on the check, and I see the reason why. From facility to facility, it's documented in the board of nursing. Do not hire this person. She's been to hospital, these major hospital in, I'm not even going to say the state. She's been to all those major hospital, nursing home, fire, due to this and due to that. And then now you want to hide in the correctional system. Baby, that's the worst place to be, but it seemed like it was easy and safe for her. Anyway, so I protect myself by moving on because I'm pretty sure the administration know about this. So I kind of got another job. Now you may say, don't let nobody mess with your bag, Patrice. I don't want nobody mess with my bag or mess with my license. And if I feel like this is not going to be my responsibility for the whole building every day, it's time to move on. And that's what I did. So sometime the red flags, you can't find them. They don't have a license. They make up excuse. It's the board of nursing fault. I can't get this divorce. I've been on travel assignment. I see the nurse, and then she left because she went home to get the marriage situation license, board of nursing, get those situations intact. Doesn't mean she's fake, but I don't know why that came up, but it came up. So they'll tell you, oh, this and that. And I've been working in the state of Arizona and didn't have a problem. I get to Pennsylvania and everybody want to say I'm a fake. Come to find out, also, they'll ask you all these questions and you saying in your mind, is she really a nurse? But not everybody that asks question, you should be like that, because some are really new and it's up to us to help them along the way. And I also want to say, not everything that a nurse do, you should just go and look them up. Because, and if you did find something, it's not something that you should gossip about. Because everybody has their little hiccups, like I said, and the board documented. Maybe the facility was giving them privacy. They didn't want anyone to know certain things. They should really tell the other nurse to keep them safe too. But to me, it's very difficult to spot, to know if the nurse is really a nurse. The only way, if the facility find out themselves, I don't do that kind of investigation. So I wanted to tell you that to me, I find it very difficult to know the difference between a real and a fake nurse, because it takes a good actress to pull this one off. And especially in the nursing home, I can see them faking it, just giving out meds, just that's it, charge nurse giving out meds. In a hospital setting, there are some that slide through too. They are great actors and actresses. Now, one of the topic I want to talk about, because a lot of YouTubers, nurses are saying that nursing schools are a scam. Is nursing school scam? I think they're talking about the rates and the money that the nursing school costs them. But I'm going to touch base on what I think the scam that I saw, and it's real, true story time. But before I start, don't forget, I'm begging you, I'm pleading, hit that notification button. Give me a like. Don't y'all like me? Give me some confidence, because I'm desperately needing a like. I need your comment. Shoot me up on the algorithm. Tell YouTube you need me. Anyway, I don't know how this person found me. I think it was a friend introduced this man to me and gave him my number. So he called me. And I think I was like 5 years into my nursing career. And I got a call, and he had a heavy accent. And he said he has a job for me. Now, I'm a hustler. I was living in Philadelphia at the time. And this would be like a second job. And he wanted me to teach. I said, teach CNA? No, he has a nursing school, and he wanted me to teach. I want to say it was my friend that introduced me to him or told him about me, and she had done it. She was teaching, and she was an LPN, and she was teaching, and she felt like me as an RN would be a better fit, and she left. So I met up with the guy. He was from Nigeria, and he was well-dressed, professional, and he has a nursing school in Chester, Pennsylvania, and he wanted me as a teacher, an instructor. I said, okay. I was a little hesitant because I didn't have the confidence, I'll be honest with you. I didn't think I could do it, and so I was a little leery. But he kept calling, and I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I went up there to Chester, Pennsylvania, and met up with him in his school and asked a few questions. Like, he wanted me to teach, and it's going to be on the weekend because I work full-time during the week. I don't have the students have all the nursing books. He said, I don't have to worry about that. And he has an instructor book for me and blah, 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 what I have to do, just teach them to become an RN. It seems simple, right? So I said, well, who's going to do clinical? He said, don't worry about that. All I want you to do is teach these potential nurses how to become an RN. And so my first weekend with the students, and you know how you go around the room, introduce yourself. Some of them looked familiar to me, and they were mostly, as a matter of fact, to be honest, all of them was CNA. And I'm saying in my mind, how do I teach a CNA in a crash course for 6 months to become an RN? It's not possible. They said they mostly were Nigerian, from Africa, other parts of Africa, I meant. And their goal was to pass the board. So it seemed like what he wanted me to teach them how to pass the board in a crash course. I tried. I said, okay, he's paying me, and this is easy money, so I'm gonna try them. But the second weekend, I started feeling something right here. My intuition, feeling bad about this situation. Going to the school, teaching, I see that it's not going to be possible because they can't get it right now. From a CNA, jump into an RN, just studying the boards, just studying what they're going to pass the test. I don't see any situation where he kept putting me off when I kept saying, when are they going to clinical? Because I can do my best, which I don't see them ready yet, but they're going to need clinical. Oh, they're CNAs and they know everything, and they do act like they know everything. I don't even think they were grasping anything, because I would give them an assignment, they come back, they seem like they were not with it. I started to feel like this is not right. This is a fake school. And what I teach you all, or what I tell you in this YouTube channel all the time, protect your license, protect your license. And I started thinking it was a friend that introduced me to this man, or introduced this man to me, put me in a jeopardized situation. There was a reason why she left. She was an LPN trying to teach these CNA how to become an RN. That to me was not acceptable, or it doesn't make sense to me. Now you bring me in the mix, and I'm like, wait a minute here. There's something not right about this. And I would see them. They come in. It was like, I want to say 15 students. And they were paying a lot of money to this man, cash, because I would watch when they go in his office, and sometimes I'm sitting there when I wanted, and he would brush me off so I don't ask the right question. But I see them paying, and I'm like, and I told him, it's not possible that they're going to pass the boards by a crash course. For me, you need another teacher. And so, like the third weekend, I got up that morning and I said, you know what? It haunted me, because this is my license. I just don't feel right about this decision that I made. I just don't feel right about this school. And so I didn't go the third. The next weekend, I saw it on the news. Chester, Pennsylvania, the school. And I met, before they got that man, I don't even remember his name. I can't pronounce it anyway. He dodged the city of Pennsylvania or Philadelphia. He left the state. Now, when I first got to Atlanta, I read that in Atlanta, there was a school teaching immigrants how to become an RN. They fled too. So apparently, he's going from state to state, creating this school, taking their money. Most of the students were from either the islands or from Nigeria. I want to say that you need to be very careful. Here I am again, trusting friends that they would lead you in the right direction. They would tell you the right thing, never tell me why she left, but put me in a position that if I did not act at the follow my instinct really, I wouldn't be here with a license right now because they cleaned out everything. The board of nursing came in and somebody must have reported it, but they shut it down. And he fled to another state, and I happened to see the news article that he was in Atlanta, and from Atlanta he came to Pennsylvania, and he went to Baltimore and wherever. I don't know if the school exists, but they made a lot of money. Why am I telling you these stories? Because you might think, you might be sitting back and say, I want to be an RN because everybody look at it, RN make a lot of money, and I want that fast. I want to be an RN in 6 months. It's not possible that you could learn everything as an RN in 6 months and pass the boards. And if you do pass the boards to one of those crash courses, when you get on the floor, you're not used. I would say you don't know what may happen. Be careful of the schools. Be careful of people. Be careful of friends telling you this and that. Also, what a lot of these fakers are doing, going to the boards, some of them do, and get your license number and use it in another state. I'm so glad that they don't make the license that we can carry it in our wallet anymore. It's online. But I don't know how safe that is because they can create the license, get a new pictures, and then you have complication. The real nurse, they trying to prove that you are the real nurse when another nurse using your license. It's the same situation as Social Security. So all kind of situation, but I don't go around thinking that nurses are fake. I'm assuming that the nurse I'm working with is capable to do the job. So I didn't bring this topic up so you could question whether every nurse you're working with is a fake. Just the bottom line, and what I want you to remember is your license. Your license. Safety first. Have a wonderful day or night in your state or your country.